Morning Hustle, Head Crack, L'Oreal, man, listen, there's a conversation that was being had on, social media, and it all popped off from a podcast that Brittany Renner jumped on, right? And she actually had a lot of people, scratching their head when she said this.
If I'm 30 years old and I'm talking to your son that's 12 years younger than me, what's the problem? Even when I think about Jay-Z and Beyonce, whether you're talking about me or Jay-Z, what's the difference?
Now, sometimes, like, the uproar comes from who the person is that's dating that young person. You know, Brittany Renner has a little bit of a reputation, so I can see how some parents would be up in arms if, she was, preying on their young son, especially if he's, an athlete or somebody who's, doing something, right? But, in normal situations, every day, people be, having these wide age gaps, 20-year difference, 10-year difference, 15-year difference, some cases 30, 40-year difference. And we really look at those with a watchful eye. Like, all right, cool. Whose inheritance money are you preying on, lady? Or dude, in some situations as well. So, what is the largest age gap that you'd be willing to date somebody? Holla at us, 866-HUSTLE-8. We got Key and Durham. Good morning, homie.
So, I guess everybody has their own personal opinion. I personally know a guy that's 32, and he's dating a 61-year-old, and they're, totally happy. But, I guess people put their own opinion on things. I guess if they're legal of age and they're happy, it's all good. You have a lot of mature 18, 20-year-old men and women out there. As long as you're doing it the legal way and not dating nobody underage, I think everything should be cool regardless of what people say.
Yeah, sometimes people say, 18, you waited till right at the buzzer. You know what I'm saying? Even those sketchy situations. You remember, when Tiger was dating Kylie Jenner, but we definitely knew for a fact that some way, size, shape, or form, they were together before she was actually 18. Looks a little sus. Tamisha in Fort Worth, good morning.
Well, I've done 9 years, but it's because he lied. I was 19. He told me he was 25, and he was really going on 30. But I think that the wiggle room should be 5 to 7 years, because that is disgusting. I know someone that dated someone 11 years younger, and I don't think that that's right. If it's my son, I'm going to beat somebody ass that's dating my son that's older. I'm not, that's nasty to me. Either for men and women, no bias. It's nasty.
Appreciate you, Tamisha. Yo, Priest and Indy, good morning, yo.
Yeah, I'm 46, and my girl's 26. We're supposed to be getting married May 2024.
Congrats. So how did y'all meet?
So, first of all, I met her at the State Fair in Indianapolis. I had no idea how old she was. I thought she was with some kids that was hers, because I was with my daughter at the time. You don't just walk up to nobody and ask them how old they are. And then when you start getting to know somebody, and y'all click, and you can't help who you like. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I wasn't looking for no young girl. People act like you going out here looking for somebody younger. You creeping around like R. Kelly at a high school or something. It wasn't like that. I met somebody. I like them. They like me. We get along. You can't help who you like. I'm supposed to not like her because she's younger than me? I don't get it.
Okay.
It's nasty
how
to me.
young we're
I'm
talking.
sorry. It's just that me personally is I'm not messing with no teenager. I don't care legal, not legal. You can't find nobody else.
Okay, now, so let's just say if you were 24, would you holler at an 18-year-old if they seemed like they was mature enough?
Still no. We can. What are we gonna do? Go to Great Adventures? There's really nothing we can do together. Other than we can't go out, we can't go anywhere. I would have to ask permission for his mom to travel. I don't know. I guess we could go to. No, I just don't see it. I don't know where I would even meet him.
Well, check this out, Lo. Nikisha is married, and their age gap is a couple of decades. She has a huge gap going on in their relationship. 866-HUSTLE-8. Good morning.
I'm 32. My husband is 57. So that's our age gap. But everything we do is good, We have fun together. We kick it together. I just feel like I've dated younger guys, dated guys my age. It's a lot of headache. Another good thing I like about the age that we have, the gap, is I learn a lot. I learned a lot about life in general. I don't run into the same brick walls that I would with someone that was my age or younger.
When did y'all start dating? How old were you?
Well, here's the thing. I was walking down the street when I was 19, and this guy just came down the street, hit a U-turn in the middle of the road, came and pulled his car across the sidewalk, It was like, hey, little girl, you want some candy? Of course, I'm like, no, that's crazy. That's creepy or whatnot. But I left and went to the military, and I came back home, and we reconnected again, and that was like 7 years later, and he was actually looking for me because when I left, I was like, I didn't tell him, nobody I was leaving. All the people know I was leaving with my parents, so he didn't know what happened to me.
I'm sorry. Your husband pulled you while you were walking down the street as a teenager, and he said, hey, little girl, do you want some candy?
I was caught on the same thing, yo. that part had, like, I'm just like,
what are we
and
doing?
you entertained the conversation. It's crazy.
So basically he was like a child predator, and now...
No. That's his joke. I'm like, whatever, dude. It was crazy, but here we are, 18 years later, dated, married, and everything is good.
Well, congratulations to you, Nikisha. Anybody else out there, don't use it as a pickup line because you will be picked up and possibly put in a line up, all right? So we're rooting for you. Now, we was talking about the biggest age gap that, you know, some of us feel comfortable in dating. And right now, we got this young lady on the line by the name of Nikisha. Actually, not Nikisha. It is Tanisha. Now, you representing
Tanisha.
Riverdale. What's going on with you?
I'm actually dating somebody right now that's in his 60s, and I'm 28. So the age gap for me is kind of different because I do believe in going from your father's house to your husband's house. So it's kind of controversial, but according to the 30, 40 years ago standards, that was normal, and they families seem to last longer than ours. So
You going from the color purple book of dating.
I'm telling you, she's Mr. He's Mr. She's silly. I don't know what she's talking about. You go from your father's house to your husband's house so he could be 60? Nah, that's too old for me. Like,
Yo.
it's a too old and a too young for me. And
Yeah,
that's too old for me.
it's a legit, like, a way of thinking for some people out there who were brought up a certain way. I never quite got it, but, you know, to each his own, whatever floats your boat, because who are we to tell you what works in your relationship situation? So we wish you all
do
the
your
best of luck.
thing, but come on. Like, even when I look at Diddy and Young Miami, I'm like, what the hell is he doing with this girl? Like, it's just, she's the same age as his kids. So it just throws me off. Like, what's attractive about that? Like, you don't look at your child and be like, this is the same person. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're in a similar space.
I think for some of these people, they're dating for relevance or dating for opportunities. You know what I'm saying? It'd be at the top of people's tongues and mentions. You know what I mean? But, like, you know, some of it is fake, man. But it is what it is. Wish y'all the best, man.
We are the Morning Hustle.